Republican National Committee says it will sue the Biden administration over its new plan. RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel called the mandate unconstitutional. She later vowed to sue the federal government. Other Republican leaders are also criticizing the president today, some accusing him of government overreach. Now, the Republican National Committee's lawsuit may be the first of many legal challenges facing the mandates. News 4's Danielle Jackson has a closer look at the complex questions surrounding the mandate's legality and enforcement.
A legal expert I talked to today say one of the main challenges with the Biden administration new COVID-19 mandates will certainly be enforcement, and there could be tons of litigation surrounding it throughout the U.S.
The question here is not whether this is a good idea. The question is, what is the authority of the President of the United States, not just Mr. Biden, but any president of the United States, to impose that by an executive order? I'm skeptical of that, and I think this will be litigated throughout the United States.
President Biden's executive order requires vaccinations for all federal employees and those working at healthcare facilities that receive Medicare and Medicaid. Private companies with more than 100 employees have the option to vaccinate or test weekly. Gary Brown, a Nashville lawyer, says the federal government infringing upon the private sector when it comes to implementing new work rules could get risky.
How do you impose a burden on a private employer who has a private contract relationship with an employee? How does the United States get its foot into that? And I'm skeptical. If the employee gets sick and claims it's from the vaccine, that can be a workers' compensation claim.
Brown says there are still questions regarding how the federal government will enforce this mandate. He says if Congress passed a law, then this type of mandate would hold up in courts.
If the Congress empowered a federal agency to make these requirements for any entity that received federal funds, that would likely be enforceable.
I reached out to the Attorney General's office today about the mandate. They say they're working with other state officials to review the president's plan. They went on to say, quote, "It will take some time. The Labor Department's rule has not even been written. The executive orders are complex, and frankly, I have my doubts that anyone knows the true ramifications of his actions at this point," end quote. In the meantime, there are still so many questions and factors in Biden's new plan that will need to be laid out.
What power is provided by law to a particular individual to do a particular act and make it stick?
I reached out to the governor's office. They say the Biden administration is yet to release any details on their attempt to impose sweeping mandates and how they will work. They will remain in close communication with the Attorney General. I'm Danielle Jackson for News 4 Nashville.